What if, right now, somewhere in the world, a decision is being made? A decision that could change everything. Not tomorrow, not next year, but today. A war so powerful that it wouldn't just affect countries, it would affect every single person on this planet. A war where the first signs wouldn't be explosions, but silence. No internet, no electricity, no communication. And by the time people realize what's happening, it might already be too late. This is not just a theory. This is what World War III could actually look like. Welcome to Built on Purpose, where we explore real possibilities, hidden truths, and the unknown side of our world. Today, we're not predicting the future, we're breaking down a scenario. A scenario based on modern technology, real military strategies, and how wars are actually fought today. Because if World War III ever begins, it won't look anything like the past. Let's begin. The war that starts in silence. Most people imagine war starting with explosions, missiles, jets, chaos. But in reality, the first attack wouldn't be physical, it would be digital. Before a single bomb is dropped, countries would launch massive cyber attacks. Power grids would fail. Entire cities could go dark within seconds. Hospitals would lose electricity. Airports would shut down. Banking systems could freeze. Imagine waking up one day and your phone has no signal, no internet, no way to contact anyone. At first, people would think it's just a technical issue, but then hours pass. Nothing comes back online. That's when panic begins. Because this is how modern war starts. Not with noise, but with control. Control over information, control over systems, control over people. Invisible battles. While the public struggles to understand what's happening, governments are already deep into conflict. Satellites become targets. GPS systems can be disrupted or completely disabled. This means navigation systems fail, military coordination becomes harder, and even civilian travel becomes dangerous. Drones would play a massive role, not just surveillance drones, but autonomous weapons, machines capable of identifying and attacking targets without human control. AI would be used to predict enemy moves, to analyze data faster than any human could. This wouldn't just be a war of weapons, it would be a war of technology, and the side with better tech would have the advantage. The first strike. Then comes the moment when the world realizes this is real. Missiles are launched, not just from land bases, but from submarines hidden deep beneath the ocean. Stealth bombers take off, defense systems activate. Some missiles are intercepted, but not all. Within minutes, major cities could be hit. The speed of modern warfare means there's almost no time to react, no time to escape, no time to prepare. And once the first strike happens, there's no going back. The nuclear threshold. At this point, the world is already in chaos. But there is one line that, once crossed, changes everything. The nuclear threshold. For decades, nuclear weapons have acted as a deterrent, a warning, a line that no one wants to cross, because once it happens, there is no controlling what comes next. At first, leaders hesitate. They know the consequences. They understand the destruction. But in war, decisions are made under pressure, fear, misinformation, miscalculation. And sometimes that's all it takes. One launch, one mistake, one moment that changes history forever. The first nuclear detonation. A flash of light, brighter than the sun. In a fraction of a second, everything within miles is gone. Buildings collapse instantly. Temperatures rise to thousands of degrees. People don't even have time to react. The shockwave travels faster than sound, destroying everything in its path. Windows shatter miles away. Entire neighborhoods disappear. And then comes the silence, followed by something even worse. Radiation. Invisible, deadly, lingering in the air, the water, the soil. This isn't just destruction, it's contamination, and it doesn't end in seconds, it lasts for years. Global escalation. Once one nuclear weapon is used, others follow. Because in global war, no side wants to appear weak. Missiles launch across continents. Defense systems try to intercept, but they can't stop everything. Multiple cities around the world are hit. The scale of destruction becomes unimaginable. At this point, it's not about winning anymore. It's about survival. Countries activate emergency protocols. Governments move to underground bunkers. Military forces operate in complete lockdown. And civilians are left trying to understand a world that is collapsing around them. The breakdown of society. With infrastructure destroyed, daily life begins to fall apart. No electricity, no clean water, no reliable food supply. Supermarkets empty within hours. Fuel becomes scarce. Hospitals are overwhelmed or completely non-functional. People begin to panic. Law enforcement struggles to maintain control. In some places, order disappears completely. This is the part of war most people don't think about, not the explosions, but the aftermath of losing everything. Society itself starts to break. The global economic collapse. The world economy cannot survive a global war. Stock markets crash instantly. Banks shut down. Digital transactions fail. Money loses its meaning. International trade stops. Supply chains collapse. Countries that depend on imports face immediate shortages. Food, medicine, fuel, everything becomes limited. And when resources become limited, conflict increases, not just between countries, but between people. The environmental impact. The damage isn't just human, it's global. Fires from explosions release massive amounts of smoke into the atmosphere. Sunlight is blocked. Temperatures drop. This is known as a nuclear winter scenario. Crops fail. Agriculture collapses. Animals die. Ecosystems are destroyed. Even areas far from the war begin to suffer. Because in a global conflict, no place is truly safe. At this point, the world as we know it is gone. But the real question is, what happens next? Does humanity recover? Or is this the beginning of something even worse? The aftermath. When the war finally slows down, there are no winners, only survivors. Cities that once held millions of people now stand silent. Broken buildings, burned landscapes, empty streets. Entire regions become unrecognizable. Communication is limited, governments are weakened, and people are left to rebuild with almost nothing. This is not the end of the war. This is the beginning of survival. A new world order. After a global conflict of this scale, power shifts. Some nations rise, others fall completely. Alliances change, new leaders emerge. The balance of power that once defined the world is gone. In its place, a new system begins to form. Stronger controls, stricter rules, more surveillance. Because after chaos comes control. And history has shown that the world after war is never the same as before. Life after collapse. For the average person, life becomes something entirely different. No modern comforts, no instant communication, no guaranteed safety. Everyday survival becomes the focus. Finding food, finding clean water, protecting family. Communities begin to form again, but on a much smaller scale. People adapt, because humans always adapt, even in the worst conditions, even after the unimaginable. The psychological impact. But survival isn't just physical, it's mental. The trauma of war doesn't disappear when the fighting stops. People carry it with them. Fear, loss, uncertainty. An entire generation grows up in a world shaped by destruction. And even decades later, the effects remain. Because some events in history don't just change the present, they shape the future. Could it really happen? So the question remains, could this actually happen? The truth is, no one wants a global war. Leaders understand the risks, the destruction, the consequences. That's why even in times of tension, efforts are made to avoid escalation. But history has also shown that conflicts can grow unexpectedly. Through miscommunication, through mistakes, through decisions made under pressure. And sometimes that's all it takes. World War III is not just a possibility, it's a scenario. A scenario shaped by human decisions, technology, and global relationships. The real question isn't just what would happen if it started. The real question is, what can prevent it? Because the future of the world has always depended on the choices we make today. If you want to explore more real-world scenarios, hidden truths, and untold stories, subscribe to Built on Purpose, because the next video might change the way you see the world.